that and move forward. Proceed when you're ready, Senator.
Good morning, committee. Thank you, Chair and committee, for allowing me to have this hearing today. I am State Senator Angela Mosley, representing the 13th Senatorial District. Today, I will be presenting the Missing and Murdered African American Women and Girls Bill SB1652. I did give a committee substitute, and all it's doing is requiring that they hire a director by December 31st. It also adds the Ebony Alert. And what this bill is doing, it creates an office within the Missouri Department of Public Safety focused on addressing the crisis of missing and murdered African American women and girls. This office will be responsible for tracking cases, supporting law enforcement investigations, studying the problem, and helping develop solutions to prevent these crimes. Instead of the issue being handled in pieces by different agencies, this bill creates one dedicated office to focus specifically on protecting Black women and girls. Why this bill is needed: across the country, including in Missouri, African American women and girls go missing at higher rates, and their cases are often receive less attention and fewer resources. Several major problems we have is lack of data, cases go unsolved, little coordination, links to other crimes. Without data coordination and focus, the problem continues without real solutions. I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Senator. And we have heard this bill. I think we voted out of this committee last year. Did we do this last year?
We voted out the task force last year, and this year's opening the office.
So we've heard versions of this.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Any questions for the Senator? Seeing none. Anybody here testify in favor of the bill? Go ahead and hop up. And if for our records, there's a witness form. Just if you don't mind turning that in for, just lay it on the table there for us and proceed when you're ready. Either side, yep. And then the microphone there, you just touch the middle and that green light will come on. There you go.
Greetings. I'm Theda Wilson, the mother of missing murdered Christian Taylor Ferguson. A lot of times I say missing murdered Christian Ferguson because I want people to understand the urgency for this legislation to come to be, because it's so many other people who are missing and murdered, so many cases that have even been resolved, but all of the details have not come together because we do need an office that addresses missing, murdered African American women and girls. Doing so would help to expose all of the disparities. It would also help to bring resolutions to those who, like I said before, have had a resolution, but having all the details related to it means everything in the world. Even a lot of people, including this room, more than likely, they're aware of Christian Ferguson's death, but I've never had a burial. Some people still haven't had a burial. And, I just give my life to dealing with this because it's just, I don't know what else to do. I would leave my job. I would come down here and work this office, actually, if you need me to do so, because that's how much it means to me. Missouri would go down in history. We've already gone down in history by establishing the Missing and Murdered African American Women and Girls Task Force. But opening an office such as this, it's just mind-blowing and imperative. So if you have any questions, of course, I'm interested in addressing them. But I'm grateful that you all have allowed all the legislation related to this situation that led us even here to this day to even come to be but we really need this office. So many people need answers to why their loved ones went missing, how domestic violence impacts their situations, and, you know, where did we fail? You know, I hate to say it, but sometimes we just don't do everything that we need to do or know to do. But we're learning so much on this task force, and I'm ready to implement it and support the office once it's established. So I'm looking forward to that happening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for being here. Any questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Anybody else here to testify in support?
Good morning. My name is Kiera Johnson, and I'm just here as a person advocating for this bill. So last year we passed SB 40, and I think that was great, and it was a wonderful thing that we did for the state of Missouri. At the end of passing SB 40, I didn't know why I was so attached to that bill, and then it dawned on me, because even my mother was a woman who was murdered as an African American woman. She was shot 7 times on December 21st, 1998. So that means that this issue has been going on for quite some time, because I was 8 years old when this particularly happened. I'm 35. Only last year did Missouri pass legislation to focus on this issue. So what I would like to bring to the table right now to you all is to state that when we talk about the missing and murdered African American women and girls, the Department of Public Safety, as someone who believes deeply in protecting every community in Missouri, I know this is not just about policy, it's about families, loved ones, and the painful reality of unanswered questions when someone goes missing. Missouri has already shown that we can come together on this issue. SB 40 passed unanimously, and that vote sent a powerful message that protecting vulnerable women and girls is not a partisan issue, it's a human one. So the question I pose today is simple. Will we continue the work that we started? Will we use that same energy and commitment to move this bill forward, to give it a hearing, and ultimately to exact real solutions that can help save lives? I believe we can. I believe we can once we show unanimous, bipartisan leadership and prove that when it comes to protecting our communities, Missouri will stand together. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony. Anybody else here to testify in favor of the bill? Anybody in opposition to the bill? Anyone for informational purposes only? That'll conclude the hearing on this bill. We are going to
Thank you all for allowing me to have this bill.
yeah. Senator Black, you want to go ahead? We'll get a quorum once Senator Washington gets here. So you go ahead and knock out your bill, and then we'll go into executive session. Senate Bill 1554. Senator Black, proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. I'm here today to present Senate Bill 1554. This bill is a non-controversial fix related to fire hydrant testing requirements for public water systems. Several years ago, legislation required water systems test hydrants annually. Industry standards call for hydrants to be tested on a scheduled basis, as annual testing can place unnecessary mechanical stress on hydrant components. Typically, hydrants are tested once every 3 to 5 years, depending on the system and the schedule that municipality puts forward. In 2024, the General Assembly passed Senate substitute for House Bill 2062 to correct this issue by changing the requirement from annual to scheduled testing. However, later that bill has been struck down by the Cole County Circuit Court. Because the case is still pending, the statute currently reflects the scheduled testing language, the language that we're putting in front of you today. If that statute were to revert back to annual testing requirements, It would create significant unnecessary costs for many smaller communities and place undue mechanical stress on hydrants. In some cases, cities have reported spending as much as $200,000 per year to comply. At the same time, larger systems were ultimately exempted from the requirement in 2024. With that being stated, I have several municipalities in my district, but they're scattered throughout the state, that hope that we can get this passed again so it can be there if the court does completely turn over our law. And there's people here also that have been working on this for some time to testify as well. But I would answer any questions at this point.
Any questions for the senator? Seeing none. Anybody here to testify in favor of the bill?
Oh, sorry. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Fred Dreiling here on behalf of the Missouri Association of Municipal Utilities. This is a pretty easy fix. We got jammed up on the chicken coop bill that was thrown out by the Cole County Court, and we're just attempting to fix that again in the statute. Appreciate Senator Black bringing this forward. It really does place undue burdens on some of our smaller systems that spend, as he said, almost $200,000 annually on something that the ICC only requires every 5 years. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for the witness? Seeing none. Thank you for your testimony. Anybody else here to testify in favor? Please fill out witness forms too for our records. Anybody in opposition to the bill? Anybody for informational purposes? That'll conclude the hearing. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
All right, Senator Gregory, you're up. Good timing. Senate Bill 1249. Proceed when you're ready, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. David Gregory, St. Louis County 15. Before you is Senate Bill 1249. This bill authorizes the Director of the Department of Public Safety to deny a peace officer license to an applicant or an entry into a basic training program for police if that applicant has previously held a license or a certificate that has been revoked or surrendered. So right now, we're seeing that certain police officers are able to jump ship, so to speak. They've had a license or a certificate revoked, and then they'll leave and go to a totally different county and academy and try to squeeze in that way. And for some odd reason, our Director of Public Safety is unable to stop them. So that is precisely what this bill seeks to do. We have the support of course, the police, our law enforcement, our DPS. I've run the traps with the local and the county police leaders. They too are also in support of this. So I honestly don't think anyone should be against it. With that, I'll take any questions.
Any questions for the sponsor? Seeing none, anybody testify in favor of the bill?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Jalen Talbot here with the Department of Public Safety, here in support of Senate Bill 1249. Happy to take any questions.
Questions for the witness? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony. Anybody else here to testify in favor of the bill?
I know it's rare, but Lisa Panette here with Armor Vine, and this is good. It's clean, and we love it. So,
Questions for the witness? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony. Anybody else here to testify in favor? Anybody in opposition? Anybody for informational purposes only? That'll conclude the hearing. Thank you, Senator.
It should be duly highlighted that if Lisa Panette of Armor Vine is for this, we have to be for this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We'll see about that. Yeah, Senator Weber's coming back. So, all right. The Senate Committee on Transportation is being, I'm going to call it to order. Alyssa, call the roll.
Senators Fitzwater,
Here.
Schnelting, Brown, Gregory, Shore, Washington, Weber.
He's here. We got him. Quorum being established. We're now in session. I make a motion to move into executive session. Having a second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We're in executive session. I move that Senate Bill 1080 be brought before the committee. Do I have a second? I have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is before the committee. The bill is presented by Senator Gregory and requires the state highway patrol to receive a specific appropriation from the General Assembly for any single vehicle purchase in excess of $500,000 rather than $100,000. Is there any discussion on that bill? Seeing none, I move that we vote Senate Bill 1080 do pass. Do I have a second? Having a second, any further discussion? Alyssa, call the roll.
Senators Fitzwater.
Aye.
Schnelting. Brown. Gregory. Shore. Washington. Weber.
By your vote of 5-0, the motion carries. I now move that Senate Bill 1477 be brought before the committee. I have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is before the committee. This bill is presented by Senator Nicola and provides that motorcycles may use any color auxiliary or lighting rather than only amber and white. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, I move that we vote Senate Bill 1477 do pass. Having a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, Alyssa, call the roll.
Senators Fitzwater.
Aye.
Schnelting. Brown. Gregory. Shore. Washington. Weber.
By a vote of 5-0, the motion carries. I now move that Senate Bill 1503 be brought before the committee. I have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is presented by Senator Henderson and modifies the use of fees from watercraft certifications. Any discussion? Seeing none, I have a second on my motion to pass Senate Bill 1503. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Alyssa, call the roll.
Senators Fitzwater.
Aye.
Schnelting. Brown. Gregory. Shore. Washington. Weber.
By a vote of 5-0, the motion carries. I now move that Senate Bill 1607 be brought before the committee. I have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is before the committee. This bill is presented by Senator Lewis, and it modifies provisions relating to professional sports teams, special license plate. There is a substitute ending in .02C that we have distributed via email. The substitute adds a provision that would put the emblem use fees in a KC current designated charitable foundation, similar to what the Chiefs currently do. So this is Senator Lewis's KC current bill that allows them to fundraise for a license plate. Let's not go too deep into that, if we could. It's just there's another sports team in the state that has the ability to put those dollars in a foundation. We're allowing them to do this too, the KC current. Don't worry about which team. Maybe we should be a team that shall not be named. How about that? I'm sorry, that's my fault. I'm sorry. Any further discussion? Okay. I move that we adopt the substitute. Having a second, any further discussion on that? All those in favor say of adopting the committee substitute say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. Second. The ayes do have it. We've adopted the substitute. I now move that we vote Senate committee substitute for Senate Bill 1607 do pass. Having a second, any further discussion? Let's call the roll.
Senators Fitzwater.
Aye.
Schnelting. Brown. Gregory. Shore. Washington. Weber.
By your vote of 5-0, the motion carries. I now move that Senate Bill 1634 be brought before the committee. Do I have a second? Having a second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is before the committee. The bill was presented by Senator Weber, and it modifies provisions relating to disabled license plates and placards with penalty provisions. Any discussion? Any discussion at all? Anybody? Are we putting this on the consent calendar? Are we doing a consent thing with this? All right. I'm creating too many problems. All right. I move that we vote do pass Senate Bill 1634. Having a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Alyssa, call the roll.
Senators Fitzwater.
Aye.
Schnelting. Brown.
We can't. That's to be requested. can only speak for this St. Charles senator. That's true. I'll work with you.
Senators Brown. Gregory. Shore. Washington. Weber.
By your vote of 5-0, the motion carries. I now move that Senate Bill 1652 be brought before the committee. Do I have a second? Having a second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is before the committee. This bill was just presented by Senator Mosley, and it requires the Department of Public Safety to establish an office dedicated to preventing the targeting of African American women and girls. There is a substitute ending in .03C. We've distributed that. The substitute changes the title to relating to missing and murdered African American women and girls. It adds that the executive director of the office be hired no later than December 31st, 2026. It establishes the Ebony Alert System and allows the office access to corrections and medical data. Is there any discussion on the underlying bill or substitute? Hearing none, I move that we adopt the substitute. Do I have a second? Having a second, any further discussion? All those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. We've adopted the substitute. I now move that we vote Senate Committee substitute for Senate Bill 1652 do pass. Do I have a second? Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's call the roll.
Senators Fitzwater.
Aye.
Schnelting. Brown. Gregory. Shore. Washington. Weber.
By your vote of 5-0, the motion carries. I now make a motion to exit executive session. Do I have a second? Having a second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We're out of executive session. Seeing no further business before the committee, make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Having a second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. No. We're adjourned.